Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Um, I have two motors in front of me, a Rovan 71 and a Rovan 45. Last video sort of, showed did the rough cut. Questions some people ask me, why do you want to cut the top of the cylinder off? And there's a lot of reasons, but yeah. So the problem with the Rovan 71, it has massive amount of torque, but on bottom dead centre, the piston nearly sits up a mil and a half up from the bottom, and yeah, so that would hurt mid-range and top end. So basically what I've done, I set these motors up so I use a built head, and I can use different shims to on the underneath, on top of the cylinder to what squish band I want and that type of thing. But anyway, to solve that problem with the piston up in dead centre sitting up a mil and a half or whatever up, was to stack it, put the original base gasket plus 1 mil copper gasket, okay, and that allowed me to have the piston level with the bottom of the exhaust port. Okay, so why I call it a rough cut is because I need to double check everything where it should be before I cut the final cut. Right, so if I bring it up top dead centre, so roughly there, you can see sort of how much I actually got to cut on top of this cylinder here, plus cut the outside diameter to suit the billet head, but I'll be going as large as I can on this, so I can use all the billet heads I got on me. Yeah, got a few, so it's all good. Anyway, that's the reason why. So it allows me to stack it, get the piston where I want on bottom dead centre to the transfer ports, the exhaust port. Yeah, then you're going to say we'll see now mid-range, mid to top. So we're going to try and chase another 3,000, 4,000 revs on this Rovan 71. So I've got X amount to machine off plus the outside diameter. Right, yeah, that's all I've got to do, and then I just make the head dimensions whatever I need to build a head to go on top of this. Alright, so whole idea that is squish wise, trying to 0.7 to 1 mil. I know at 0.7 because this is a 50 mil bore where tail is 47. Like I've been running just 1.2 from factory to about 2.5 mil squish on the band, so that's why they don't really go the way they are. Alright, at the same time, I've changed the setup, so I'm running more crank volume in the casings. Okay, yeah, so that way fuel, plus having all your ports everywhere where they should be to the piston wise, should equal to a force and RPM. There's not much you can do after that, you do port, which I do, and all that type of thing, but it's more reliability is what you're going to chase, plus power. Alright, and I worked out all the faults with these Rovan 71s. Anyway, we go to the 45. I did it all today, finish it off. It's lucky my rough cut was actually the height what I needed to take off. So anyway, as you can see, let's put one of these heads on. I can put a bigger head on. It's all the same PCD and everything. Yeah, but it's quite simple. Alright, so you've got to watch these when you take all this stuff off. You forget. So, right, you see what I've done. And it works out perfect. I end up the Rovan 45 gasket factory one is 1 mil in thickness, which is no good. I end up with chainsaw heads I've got here that will go on there. I end up using one of those base gaskets, and it got me 0.5, and it actually got me piston where I wanted. And we look here. To the bottom of the exhaust port, so you get more surface area of your transfers, which you can see on the other side there. So more fuel, more opening, but yeah, so it was 0.5 on the gasket, and then you've got to be careful. It's pretty straightforward to do these. There's only so much meat you take off your skim ring, because I had to do the diameter. It's 50.5. Right, that's what the inside of these Chinese 49cc heads are. Okay, like this one. You've got to watch those domes. If you forget about it, there is a drop and you bruise them. Alright, so there to there is 50.5. So I'm machining the outside diameter exactly like that. There is no movement. Okay, so yeah, the squish should work out. We'll crank it up. I haven't got the clips in to hold the piston gudgeon pin, and it's moved, so it's just locking up on the transfer. So I've got the piston level to the ball right here, just under 0.5, and the gasket I'm using is 0.5. So basically, the way I worked it out is between 5.5 to 6.5 on a squish. I think it more it will go to 0.0. That's what I want is 0.55 is the squish of what I'm chasing, because I'm using a fuel was using a 98 with a VP booster added. It brings up 8 points, so it's giving me about 105, 106 octane rating. Right, so yeah, so just check out the next videos. Be doing the finishing off work on this Rovan 71. Finish all that off, get everything, and then we've got to do the head to suit this. Plus I've got another cylinder to do. I've got to check as it is. Put the grease wheel on and just check the duration of the exhaust timing. I don't exceed a certain number. Alright guys, just remember, this method's all madness, and I'll see you on the next one.